Okay, we're live. Hi everyone. Nice to see you all again. I feel like it was only a minute ago, and it was last week that we was on live. I feel like I've done this a few times now, and it doesn't matter how many times I start a live, I still get like lost for words, and I've got my notes to the side of me to check, but I think that's never going to change. But for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jess from Jessica's Beauty. I've been working in the beauty industry for nearly 10 years, and I've worked with Ellie for almost 7 years, so a long time. I just fell in love with the brand. There was a local nail salon to me using it, and I just needed to know what they were using so I could get my hands on it. And then I've never looked back since. So, and all my clients are absolutely obsessed with it, and they wouldn't have anything else on their nails. So yeah, today we're going to do some cute little Easter nails. So, oh, thank you. Always love your nail, that's very kind. So I normally am known for like more of the French, more subtle nails, but I do like to do a little bit of subtle nail art just to keep things more fun as well. But a lot of my clients aren't really big nail art people, so I can get away with just adding little hints of it. So without further ado, I'm going to flip over the camera, get into position, so give me a little second. I'll be 2 ticks. So just have an up close of me for a split second. And then let me move the light in so we can actually see what we're doing. So here's what I made earlier, very Delia Smith. So this is the nail art design that we're going to do. So very cutesy, still simple, but that little bunny bum just makes my heart stop. It's just so cute. So yes, so I'm using the blink tips today in almond. If you've not tried the blink tips, they're amazing for obviously applying with Jimmy gel, or I tend to use them for press-on nails, mainly because I can't work with long nails like this. Those nail techs that can, I take my hat off to you. I am not one of them, unfortunately. Oh, hi Connie. Very excited to see your nail art live tomorrow. So obviously this is for the trade show. So if you haven't made the most of the discounts already, if you use the discount code PBHJ20, you get 20% off your order. So it's definitely worth topping up on everything that you need, or anything that you've fancied trying but you thought, I don't know, now's the time to take the opportunity. So I've just done one layer already of Phone Home. Now this came out, was it summer? I feel like I don't know where the time's gone now. I think it was summer. And this, I don't know why, all of a sudden now I've become obsessed with Phone Home. I just think it's the perfect milky pink rather, colour for Frenchies, or just a milky manicure August. I thought it was summer. I was thinking, when was it? So I like to do 2 coats. You can do 1 if you want that more sheerish kind of look, but I do want to have another coat. So I'm just going to paint those. I might get these off the magnet because I think I will end up knocking them over or getting stuck. So this is what I should have done earlier, but I think every live I do, I learn a little bit more. Oh, actually, you should have done that. You should have done that instead. So I am sorry if this jumps around. I think Mandy was having that same problem. I don't know. I can't actually remember what iPhone I've got. But maybe it is the same and we have that same problem. So that's 1 coat of Phone Home. And then I'm just going to do another. I just love this product. And this is also great for marbling. You could probably do a little bit of blooming in this if you wanted a more subtle, less harsher lines. but it is fab. And it's the type that I just find, if you see some lines, just give it a couple seconds and it does kind of melt into one another. Oh, love it. So I'm just going to cure that for 60 seconds. I don't know why, I always end up like going blank on what to say, which is strange for me because I am probably the person that waffles the most. It's just something about alive, isn't it? Have any of you made most of the of the discount code yet? I know I do. I did a big order last week, but of course I forgot stuff because that's just typical me. I think I'm going to need to get some more P plus base coat and some more of the oil. But I did do a haul on Friday with everything I got, so if you want to look at that, you can check that out. Get some inspo and reminders, because that tends to help me. I see other people's haul and then I'm like, oh, I needed to get that. So yeah, last week, I think with the 20% off discount code, I saved £129 on my order. Now, in my girl maths brain, that means I've got £129 to spend this week. And obviously that probably isn't how I should think of it, but I do. Yeah, I'll phone home. I felt like I did love it when it came out, but I don't know, since Christmas I've had this newfound love for it. I'm just doing the second layer on all of them before I do the nail art ready. Oh, it's just lush. So on the French ring and pinkies, I am going to be doing, on the thumb, ring and pinky, I'm going to be doing a French. So I'm just getting my liner brush. And I always use just white. It is the best white. But I am going to give it a little stir. Now, I've only been the owner of a stirrer for about a year, and I don't know what I was thinking as to why I hadn't got one before, because they're so handy, especially when you think, oh, I'm running low. Well, actually, when you scrape all the sides, you've got a lot more product. So I'd always recommend you to grab a stirrer. If that's one thing you haven't got, get it. You will use it a lot more than you think. But I do like to, I know some people like to work on a wet base. I mean, it's not wet, it's cured, but like the sticky base, I am not one of those. I like to work it. I mean, you can either do paint a layer of flat matte, but I just use the LE Pro cleanser and just wipe over. Sorry, I did see that jump. I don't know if that's because my hand's being in the way. I just feel like I've got more control of the product when it's matte. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. So, do more, not a thin French, like more of a medium, not too thin but not too thick. Normally, this is the part where, when I'm with a client, I tend to hold my breath. I haven't got the whole breathe and do a French line combo together sorted yet. I think if I've been in the industry that long and I still can't breathe whilst I do a French, then maybe I never will. And I do think it's 10 times harder trying to watch yourself do it through a camera. Especially one that jumps around when I'm trying to focus. Can everybody see that well? And if you can hear me, let me know as well. Because if it's buffering or freezing, do let me know. And I'll try and see what I can do. And if you can see well. Or if you can't see well, let me know. I just think just white is the most beautiful pigmented white. I mean, sometimes, depending on the thickness, I might use the gel polish brush just to fill it in, and I will do that later when we're doing the bunny face. But when I do a French, I do prefer to just use the liner brush. Hi everyone that's joining. Now if you are just joining and you think you might have missed anything, don't worry, all these lives are going to be saved onto the Instagram page. So if you think, oh, actually I can't watch all of this right now, don't worry, you can come back and watch it later at a time that's best for you. So there we go. I'm just going to cure that for 60 seconds. And then I'll come back to the other Frenchies. But we'll get the bunny ones out ready. So, on the index is a little bunny bum, and on the middle finger is a little bunny head. I think the bunny bum, it just melts my heart. It's just so cute. So, again, I'm going to wipe over because I prefer to work on a non-sticky base. Maybe that should have been the description. Not a wet base, a non-sticky base. So for the bunny, there's two yellows that like pastel yellows that I love, but I felt like leotards and leg warmers was just that little bit more creamy. I'll get out Totally Taffy just so you can see the difference. So let me move that out of the way. So there's leotards and leg warmers. I was going to say leopards and leg warmers. And then this one's Totally Taffy. So Totally Taffy is just that little bit more yellow, but I wanted something a little bit creamier and a bit softer, so it flows in with the white manicure, with the French manicure, sorry. So let me just get a wipe and just clean off the liner brush. Hi everyone that's joining. Hope you've all got a beveragino of choice. Mine would probably be, I'm quite into herbal tea at the moment, a nice fruit tea or a peppermint tea, that'd suit me. So, these are from the cuticles, so we're going to do the bunny bum first. Checking which one, because now I'm just checking the sizes that I want. Yeah. So, number 5. So, the best way I feel like I can describe how to start this is if you was to do a heart. Right, I'm just shifting everything out of the way. Might do it from... So, kind of like as if you're going to do a heart, but almost extend it a little bit longer. So, about here. And these are the little bunny legs. And again, excuse me if these aren't super perfect. I definitely think that it is an art and a talent to be able to paint through a camera lens. One day I'll get it. So bring that up. And the same on this side. So I mean, kind of like a heart, but kind of more of a McDonald's M, maybe. Maybe that should have been my description for it. What is it? The golden arches, is that what they call it? And just soften it. I mean, this part doesn't have to be too neat at the top. Probably me being a bit meticulous. And then you can get your your gel polish brush and just help fill in the gaps just so it's that bit quicker. And when it comes to the thinner part, I'll get my liner brush to fill in. And then while this is curing, we'll go on to the shape of the bunny face. See how it's just like a very creamy kind of yellow? I just think this was the perfect tone for a little bunny design. A more subtle Easter design maybe. I mean, some people might think, wow, maybe this is a bit more crazy than they think, but I just think it's so cute. Okay, so we're going to cure that for 60 seconds. And whilst that's cooking, as I normally like to say, we'll start on the bunny face. So I want quite longish ears. So maybe about here-ish. So not full on circle, but kind of ish. Maybe like a hill shape. Hi everyone that's joining. If you haven't made the most of it already, you definitely need to use the code PBHJ20 for 20% off your order this weekend. Well, Sunday and Monday. It ends tomorrow at midnight. So definitely make the most of that, because once the discount's done, that's it. I normally take the opportunity to just stock up on everything that I've run out of or that I like to have backups of. See a little pink bit there. Might make it a little wider. Can see a couple little air bubbles there, so I'm just going to drag them out. Sometimes I think, where on earth do they come from? I feel like I've not done anything to cause them to happen, but they do appear from time to time. So kind of like that shape. And then just lightly, I like to just do a little marker point. Can you see that? Of the gap for the ears. Just so that when I bring it back round, I'm not going into the centre or I'm not creeping too much over. So they're as even as I can get, really. So from this side, I'm just going to drag up. And then from that little point, and follow up. like that. Might make it. Oh, sorry for the shaking. I think I might be leaning on the wrong part of my elbow. And then just drag that to the top, to the point. And then just fill that one in. I mean, if you are worried about knocking like this middle section, you could always have cured it beforehand, but I just like to make sure that they all flow into one. And then we're going to do like a little bend here. So probably about halfway up, maybe there. A lot of this is eyeballing and then drag that down. And it's okay if it either goes off the end of the nail or however big you've made it. And then I tend to join that bit up to the top. And then probably from about there. See how that kind of looks? And then I just fill that gap in, those gaps in. So it's just got a little floppy ear that's bent over. Hi everyone that's joining. So I'm just going to neaten that bit up a bit. There we go. So it should look something like this. And then I'm going to pop that in the lamp to cure. And bring out the little bunny bum. It's just so cute. Well, it will be cute once we've finished the design. So we're going to get back just white buttercream, and then the stylus tool in 3, the dotting tool. This is the largest one. And we're going to do the little bunny feet. Now I use a combo of the dotting tool and the liner brush, to be fair. I just use the dotting tool just to get the main shape and then just to neaten up a little bit with the liner brush. So literally just at the base of where the legs are, just going to do a little dot. Can we see? Sorry, I feel like that might, maybe if I zoom, can I zoom? That looks a bit better. It doesn't help because obviously the yellow is so creamy pale that it doesn't pick up as much, but that's what I want it. I want it to be subtle. And then just going to drag this out a little bit and round it off. Just so there's enough room for us to put the little, I call them toe beans. Maybe there's another word for them. Well, that's what I call my cats, like the bottom bits of the feet, is toe beans. So that's what I'm calling the bunny one. Sorry if that's not in view. I'm just trying to see that. So that kind of shape. I know it's not 100% perfect, but I don't think in real life, they are perfect. So then we're going to repeat on this side. Again, I'm holding my breath whilst doing this, not realising. Got a few clients that throughout the appointments are like, oh, Jess, can you start breathing, please? Like, oh, yeah, do need to do that part. Okay, so kind of like that. So we're going to put that back in the oven, back in the lamp rather. My daughter is a vet tech and she says toe beans. Well, if she says it's toe beans, then it's confirmed they are toe beans. That's so funny. I love that. Okay, so now the bunny ears have cured. Again, we're going to go into just white buttercream and we're going to do the inner part. I normally like to start at the base here, just do a little line and then trying not to shake too much, kind of do a little triangle within the ear. I just think this is a cute way of introducing a little bit of Easter into a set of nails, but it's still being cute and not too much. And I think these colour choices make that. So kind of like that. Let's just even that little dip out. And then on the folded ear, we're just going to do a little one. Oh, let me zoom out slightly, just in case it goes. And again, just from the base. And then, because obviously it's folded down, we're not going to do the full bit, because it's got to look like the ear's been capped off almost. And just fill that in. Like that. Just going to soften that bit up. There we go. And then we're going to cure that again for 60 seconds and get the bunny bum back out. So, getting my stylus tool, I'd commented in Jojo's live that I don't know what I'd do without the stylus tool. This one in particular. I use it for cleaning around the nails, doing little dots, picking up gems, whatever it is. I feel like there's always a use for the stylus tool. So if you haven't got it, that's another one. And again, I do think the 20% off, it's a good opportunity to get some tools that maybe you've not yet tried, because then you get 20% off. It's not as much of an outlay then. Well, that's what I think. So the next colour I'm using is Going Organic. I love this. I feel like it's almost a muted-y pink. I mean, it probably looks quite bright there, but I love it. So, to be fair, I'm going to grab number 3 first, just to do the pad part of the foot. So, can we see that clearly? And there we go. And then getting the stylus tool, just because I feel like it's tiny enough. I'm just going to do 3 little toe beans. And they're not as even as they should be. So I am going to wipe that off because that will drive me mad. Although, no, just on live. But we're doing this properly. And it will drive me mad knowing that it's like that. I think I've got an air bubble in my LE flask for the cleanser. There we go. Right. And retry. So I might go mute doing this part again. So just going to do that a little bigger. But again, this is real life, and that's the beauty of gel. Obviously, you can wipe it off as many times as you want because there's, like, unless it's gone into the lamp, it's uncured. So you can, you know, practice and practice and practice. Okay. So we'll do 3 little toe beans. How cute. Like that. How cute is that? And then again, I'm going to let that one cook for 60 seconds. I've got to get out of that habit, cure for 60 seconds. It's because I say that to my clients, or if they bring their kids and I'm like, oh yeah, so that's just cooking, and it's not the right term. So I'm going to shimmy that out of the way. So that was going organic. And then we'll get the bunny ears out. I mean, look how cute that is. So cute. So, a bit of fuzz. I feel like that could be from the jumper that I'm wearing. I'm wearing like a nail tech's worst nightmare of a jumper, actually. I should probably practice what I preach. But yeah, so you can get pearls from any nail art place, really. You can get them off Amazon or wherever you need to. I just think they're the perfect size. And then I'm just going to get a little drop of crystal clear Jimmy gel, and on this silicone mat I am just going to do a little dot of it on here. So again, those of you who are just watching, if you feel like you've missed out anything, don't worry. These will be saved onto our Instagram page. So if you haven't got a chance to watch it all today, don't worry. So, I don't know why I completely did that out of the frame. So we're just going to place a little bit of the Jimmy gel just at the top of the bum, I guess. And then we're just going to grab one of the pearls and pop that there. Just in position of the bum. How cute is that? I never thought I'd actually use the term bum on Light Elegance, but here we go. A bunny bum, which is the cutest thing ever. So I'm just going to move those out of the way. And again, cure that for 60 seconds. So that's well and truly locked in. And then I'm going to use Super Shiny. Now, if this was on natural nails and we're using the full P+ system, definitely do not use Super Shiny on that. It's because I'm using it on the blink tips. That's the only reason I'm using that for. If you did use that on natural nails, you could get cracking. So if you're going to do P+, you stick to the P+ throughout. You can do like bits of, obviously, the buttercream system, like using the nail art on the P+ system, but we wouldn't say to do P+ base and then paint a full set of just white buttercream on top. No, you'd cause cracking. So do not do that. So there we go. I just can't cope with how cute that is. So we're just going to top coat those. So I'll start with just the French. It's always the most satisfying part, isn't it? Everyone loves a top coat. And there we go. Pop that into cure. And then top coat the little bunny face. So I just think this is perfect for maybe those who aren't super into nail art and don't want to do too much intricate. It is really simple. A lot of it's just the dotting tool, filling in. I'm not massive a nail art tech at all, if I'm honest. And it's not something that a lot of my clients ask for with me. So this is kind of like the perfect level of nail art that I like to do. So with the pearl, we're just top coating all around that so it's capped in. How cute. I just can't. They're just so cute. If I do say so myself. And again, those are just going for 60 seconds. So yeah, so I used Phone Home as the base. Leotard, so Phone Home, P Plus gel polish as the base. You could also have used it in the buttercream. I just had this to hand, so that's why I've used that. And then leotards and leg warmers for the actual bunny face and bunny bum. And then just white and going organic for the little details, as well as some cute little medium-sized pearls that are flat back. So obviously then they're flush to the nails. So I'll pop those together whilst we're waiting for those to finish cooking. I always think, I do this with the clients, like when you're waiting for one nail, you're like, why is this 60 seconds? Like the longest 60 seconds of your life. So, got the thumb. We've got the index, which is the little bunny bum. And the little bunny face. And then obviously we'd have had the, I'll just add these little additions, the ring Frenches too. So there you go. I'm just going to flip you over whilst I finish my nattering. So, have to excuse a sec. So, that was the Easter Bunny nail design. So this again is for the trade show. So please use the code PBHJ. I have got it on a note just in case I got it wrong. So PBHJ20, and that's for 20% off your order. So definitely make the most of that. Get topped up on all your essentials or anything new that you want to try. Definitely it's the time to do it. So yes, tomorrow we've got Connie on at 6 with marble nail art, and then Lenore with some Scandi flower nail art, which I'm very excited, and that's on at 7. We also had Jojo on earlier, as well as Mandy, and if you missed those lives, they'll be saved onto the Light Elegance page, as well as this is. But if you're watching this at a later date, don't worry, you can also get 5% off using my code Jessica. So every penny counts. You've got to make the most of these discount codes, because I know I do. But yes, thanks all for joining me on your Sunday evening. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I will no doubt probably see you all again soon. But yes, thanks for watching. Bye.